Listen up, get ready, I'm not gonna take no more. There's a revolution, a revelation going on in my soul. Buckle up, get ready, we're not gonna sit back.
This is Heather Booth. I'm glad to see you, Mike James. You've been a movement partner for so many years, and I'm glad to be with this audience who also are movement partners and care about making this a better world.
Well, right on, sister. And I know you're on a way to an important meeting. The reason I wanted to get you on live from the Heartland is because I know that the movie associated with Jane, or The Service, which you and Marie Lerner started back in the day, there's a screening and you're coming to town. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit. Can you tell people what Jane was?
In 1965, a friend asked me to find someone who could provide an abortion for his sister who is nearly suicidal. She just wasn't ready to have a child. I didn't really know about what to do, but with connections I had from the civil rights movement, I found a doctor, Dr. T.R.M. Howard, who actually had a clinic on 63rd Street called Friendship Clinic. He was a great civil rights leader, but I didn't know any of that at the time. He provided the procedure. I thought that was a one-time friend helping friend. But word spread. And as other women came through and more, he decided to call this underground network of providing abortions Jane, because 3 people in 1965, 3 people talking about providing an abortion was a conspiracy to commit a felony. And so Jane went on for a number of years. More people came in. We had another provider after Dr. Howard was no longer available. And the women of Jane learned how and provided 11,000 abortions themselves between 1965 and 1973, when Roe became the law of the land. And for those who want to learn more about the true story, the documentary is an HBO documentary called The Janes. It's quite remarkable. Emma,
Is that the original film?
It's the documentary. It's the original. It's a documentary, and Emma Pildis and Tia Lesson are the producers of the film. By the way, it's shortlisted for an Academy Award, so who knows? It's getting some recognition. But there's going to be a screening in Chicago where it all started on Thursday, January 26th at 6:30 p.m. Thursday, January 26th at the Max Polevsky Cinema at Ida Noyes Hall, 1212 East 59th Street. There's no cost to attend, but you do need to reserve a seat because the seats are going quickly and it may fill up. Thursday, January 26th at 6:30, the Max Polevsky Cinema at Ida Noyes Hall, 1212 East 59th Street. The YWCA of Metropolitan Chicago is sponsoring it with the Chicago Foundation for Women and now many other groups. Mike, I think you'll make the link available.
We're going to show that on the screen as well as announcing it. And people should know that there'll be a discussion after the movie with both you and Marie Lerner.
Leaner.
I misspelled it here, but say hi to Mickey. I know her from way back.
Yeah.
And, the film will be shown. There'll be a panel discussion or a discussion with you two and Natalie Moore of WBEZ. And will you tell the listeners there was another film that came out on the topic, a Hollywood film. I don't know if it's good, bad.
There's another one with Sigourney Weaver that's come out, and the name of that is Call Jane. And that I think you can get streaming now. And it gives a culturally accurate sense of the times. And this is the documentary. This is the inside and true version. I hope to see some of you there. I'll be returning to Chicago. I haven't lived there for many years, but I love to come back. Would love to see some of my longtime friends and new friends who are partners in this movement. January 22nd is the 50th anniversary of when Roe became the law of the land. There's now this dreadful pushback that's threatening women's lives and threatening the lives of so many people on the most intimate decision of our lives about when or whether or with whom we have a child. And so I hope you'll come, be part of this struggle, show up for the Women's March on January 22nd, and hope to see you on January 26th.
Heather Booth, I'll let you go, but before you go, just give us a little bit on where do we stand in the fight for choice, given what happened with Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court, and where should people direct their energies? What should they be doing now?
We're on a knife's edge between freedom and authoritarian rule, but we can push back. We showed that in the last elections, but it's about elections. We have to prepare for 2024, but it's beyond that. There's now Supreme Court elections in Wisconsin, nearby to Illinois, and we encourage people to be part of that. We need funding for that race. In Illinois, we have become kind of a sanctuary state.
Yes,
we've got to keep it strong. There are wonderful groups in Illinois working on this issue. There are various centers providing services nationally. There's National Abortion Fund. There's Pro-Choice Illinois. There's NARAL and Planned Parenthood. Nationally, there's a group called Sister Song with a focus on Black women, especially in the South. But wherever you decide to put your efforts, I encourage 4 M's, that you do members, you recruit people and others. You alone are not enough, but you are terrific, but with others, members, that you share the message. You spread out this message. Hope to see you January 22nd, as well as January 26th to see the film, The Janes, at Ida Noyes Hall. Money, we need your funds. There needs to be support for the great organizations and movement. Show up. Be there or be square, as they used to say. So
okay, all you
January
listeners,
26th, Ida Noyes Hall.
All you listeners out there, listen to what Heather has to say. There's a lot of work to do. She's been in the forefront of the struggle for many years. Heather, I'm so glad I could catch you on your way to some important meeting that you're going to.
Mike.
Keep moving it to the left here.
Thanks. All the best to all of you. Glad to be your partner in this struggle for freedom.
Right
Bye-bye.
on.